Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Danny. We are Team 696. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. We get together once a week and we talk about a few different things that are going on. Some might be pop culture, some of it about saving money. Usually I try to throw some type of a financial tidbit if possible. I'm not a financial advisor. I just try to tell you guys some things that's worked for me over the years, that's taken me from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. As I can see it in my life right now, I'm doing pretty well, thank God, and my family and other people who have been supportive. So really glad to be here with you tonight. We've been doing the Don't Live Like series. We started out with Jack Doherty of YouTube fame, then we talked about FouseyTube, also of YouTube fame, and many other platforms for these guys. We're on YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube with you guys, so those are the ones that I'm going to mention more than any others. So we talked about FouseyTube. The last one we did, we talked about the Haktua girl and how she went from being this all-American sweetheart type of thing to basically doing a crypto scam rug pull on a bunch of people. And if you don't know what that is, you can go and look it up. But basically, it's not just a game. It's something where you create like a meme coin, which is almost like Bitcoin, and then you do a huge pre-sale, I think, on it, and generally there are insiders that buy up most of the stock. They drive it up in the beginning. People buy in along the way. They see this meme coin value is rising exponentially. They buy in, and then the people on the inside sell out almost instantly, crash it, and that's what they call a rug pull, because they're pulling the rug right out from under all these people, and it really hurts people. It's a fake coin, but it's real money, and there's really people out here, and really these creators out here that are pushing these things, that are pushing it as, hey, this is awesome, we're all gonna make money from this, we got to get on this all together, you know? So stay away from meme coins. And if you have family, or you have, whatever, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your kids, your parents, whoever happens to be around you, make sure they don't get into these meme coin things. They're nothing but scams, and almost 100% of the people lose on these meme coin things. So that's where we left off last week, talking about her. And Jack Doherty also pulled a meme coin scam as well. So, I mean, and the list of celebrities and influencers who have pulled meme coin rug pulls lately is at such an alarming rate. I can't understand who in their right mind, who could possibly be still buying into these things, just knowing that there's just no way to make money. It's playing the lottery at best, and the odds are so stacked against you. It's just not worth getting involved in. All right, this week we're gonna go back a little bit for me. It's gonna be the fourth video in the Don't Live Like series. This week we're talking about Onision. All right, Onision, Gregory Jackson, Gregory James Jackson, James Jackson. He goes by a lot of names, but most people would know him by his YouTube moniker of Onision. And Onision is he's an OG YouTuber, okay? He started uploading, I don't know the exact year, but I know it was pre-2010 for sure. And so he's been around for a long time. I think the earliest things that I ever really saw of his were some skits that he did. let's see. There was it was definitely during his skit time. He had some music out, which I thought was really cringy, but I gave it a listen. I thought the guy could be funny at times. He had a bunch of channels. I know. I don't know if I remember all of them, but I know he had Uh-Oh Bro. He had Onision. He had Onision Speaks. And then I think he might have had Just Speaks as well, but I'm not sure. He had a few channels. So, and I think Uh-Oh Bro was the one where he would basically do commentary on things. And so they would watch a video, or he would talk about someone that was kind of in the YouTube sphere of news, or maybe outside of that as well. And he would do commentary on it. And he was a young, good-looking guy. I thought he was very bright. I didn't know about his past, and I guess this guy tried to start a cult when he was younger and wrote all kinds of like manifesto type, literature, and I had no idea of all that stuff. But to me, this guy was kind of quick-witted. He was bright. He certainly had a way about him that even if he wasn't saying the right thing or something that you completely agree with, it would still it would still, he would say it in a way that you would think that what he was saying was right or true, or you might question it, but then you'd be like, oh no, maybe he's just trying to be funny. So anyways, that was what I became kind of not in love with, but I liked his content when it came to that type of stuff. So I watched him here and there. I've never watched any one person just binge watch them or watch them for a long time over and over and over and over the years. I'm just not that person. I'd rather create than to consume. And even on the consumption side, I used to consume a lot less before. Now I try to consume a little bit more, so I can kind of bring you guys up to date on some of the things that are going on, so I don't sound like I really am completely out of the loop. So, but anyway, so I watched his skit type stuff. At this time, he was dating or married to a girl named Sky. He started to upload I'm skipping too far ahead here. Before that happened, before I started watching him, kind of his big break, that's what I forgot to mention here. His big break was something called the Banana Song, where he was dating this girl named Sky. She was in the kitchen doing dishes. He comes around the corner and he goes, guess what? And she turns around and he's dressed in a banana suit. And I don't remember if that was the start of the music video or if they made the music video after the fact, but they made a music video that was like 3 minutes long or something of him dancing and basically just saying, I'm a banana, I'm a banana, I'm a banana, and a few other little words. And, it became so viral, which absolutely blows my mind, but it became extremely viral. Shot him into not quite superstardom, but it shot him up very high. And again, this is years ago on YouTube, a very different atmosphere back then. 1 million views now is not considered super high. Back then, if you got thousands of views, it was a big deal. So, it definitely, and same thing with subscribers and stuff. There's more subscribers now than there ever has been, and I think you get the idea. Anyways, so I would watch this guy or watch his videos, one or two here, and then go away from him and, not go back to him, whatever. But I always thought to myself, I was like, man, that guy's got it going on. He seems like he's a fun, witty guy. he has enough courage to get up here on YouTube, get in front of a camera, and do all these skits and stuff. And I really looked up to him as someone, it's like I wish I could go back to being, now he's a little younger than I am, that's why I say go back. I want to say he's probably 4 years younger, 3-4 years younger than I am. So, but I kind of was like, man, I wish I could go back or in age and be, he was a slender guy, which looks much better on camera. The more slender you are, it seems to work better for videos. So, he had that going for him. He, come to find out, he used a lot of, even before filters became a thing, he used a lot of things to try to make himself look a lot better than he does. I remember the first time, maybe it was just makeup or whatever, but I remember the first time that I ever saw him with nothing on his face and his hair wasn't dyed, because he used to dye his hair too. He's got kind of long hair, maybe shoulder length. And he used to dye his hair too. So the first time I saw him, hair not dyed, no makeup on, no filters, nothing, I was pretty horrified. I was like, wow. I'm like, that's the guy that I wanted to be? That's the guy that I was sitting there being envious of and being, oh, I wish I could be as witty and creative as him. So, but it gets worse, believe me. It gets way worse. So, while I'm kind of not really even paying attention to him, in the background, this guy gets involved with a girl named Sky during the Banana Song thing. He ends up divorcing her. There's a big deal about a prenup that he did, which was pretty much an insult. I don't even know if it stood up exactly. But while he was with Sky, he starts communicating with a girl named Shiloh online, who was, I think, 16 at the time, 15 at the time. I know the first time they had sex, she was 16, so it would have to be that or before, because what he does next is crazy. Pretty much after they meet, very soon after they meet, he decides that he's going to drive down from Canada, which is where he was. He was going to drive down from Canada to I'm sorry, no, he wasn't in Canada. I'm sorry. He was in the Seattle area. That's right, wasn't Canada. But he was going to drive from Seattle to Pennsylvania, where she lived, because in Pennsylvania the age of consent is 16. So this is right after he met her. This guy, and again, he's only a few years younger than me, and this isn't that long ago. So this is getting really weird. So this guy drives from Seattle, or wherever exactly he was, takes his Tesla, drives across. A deer jumps out in front of him, hits the deer, kills the car. So during any of this whole trip, did this guy possibly ever say, you know what, maybe this isn't a good idea? Maybe someone's trying to tell me that I just really shouldn't go through with this. No. Doesn't seem like he ever had that thought. He ends up getting a tow truck for the car, renting another car, continuing to drives to a hotel, which this girl had gone into a hotel and rented a room. Granted, only 16 at this time. Rented a room. And he gets to the hotel, according to what has been said and what has been confirmed by people that know them and have talked to them about it on different occasions. He gets to the hotel. The second he gets there, open the door, they start kissing, close the door, right to the bed, and have sex. So this guy wasn't interested in knowing her, didn't care about her, and this is where it gets really crazy, guys. This is a crazy story. And this is the guy that I wanted to be like. This is the guy that I watched on YouTube and I was like, oh man, if I could just be a few years younger and a few pounds lighter and, you know, if I had an interesting life like him. No, this is the guy that I wanted to be, you know, that I wanted to be like. So what does he do? Goes there, has sex with her right away, no start of a relationship, no nothing, just door to the bed. And that has been corroborated and many times by many different friends who were close to them at the time, and he would brag about this. So, and Shiloh has said in very not a bragging way that, yes, that's exactly how it happened. And she's in no way bragging because she was a victim. Let's be honest. So, on top of everything else, to even make it more crazy of a situation, Shiloh is not just any 16-year-old girl. Shiloh is a Canadian pop star with a platinum single spinning on the radio. So she's not just any girl. But the fact that he doesn't... So can you imagine you're getting a chance, you meet this person online, you fall in love with them, everything's going great, although you're married, but you know, minor problem for Onision. He didn't care about being married. So you're married, things are going great with this girl. Things are going so great with this girl that you're going to leave your wife for this girl who you haven't even met yet, who is 16. Then he finds out that she is a pop star. Finds out she's a pop star, that she has all the success in Canada. She's got a great music career going. Like I said, she's a platinum single out in Canada. She's on the radio. And you go, so you meet this girl, everything's going great. You go to her hotel room, and all you do is just push her, kiss her, and push her onto the bed and have sex? You don't even want to find out about this girl first? She's a freaking pop star. You know? She's a celebrity. Now, to someone like myself, I don't really see celebrity as anything special, to be honest with you. I've been around a number of them many times, as I said in my video about my upbringing, the one people like Diddy are everywhere. Great video, by the way, guys. Go back and watch it. It definitely did not get the right amount of views, but I think I had 3 subscribers when we put it up. So go back and watch that video. It starts, I don't remember the full name, but it starts with people like Diddy are everywhere, and it's a great video. If you want to learn some personal stuff about me and growing up and where I grew up and my background and all that stuff, and how I have been closely involved with many celebrities, many movie stars and celebrities and stuff. Go and watch that video. I used to live right near where a lot of very A-list celebrities had homes, and international celebrities, and I mean just big people. So he doesn't take a second to find out, because now, knowing Greg and knowing a little bit about him through his YouTube channel, you can definitely tell that the guy's up on everything and that he's very into celebrity culture. So, didn't want to find out anything, didn't want to ask her anything, didn't want to say, hey, you know, what's going on with your music, or how you been doing with your shows, or anything. Just close the door and right to the bed. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm making too much out of it, but I just think that it just shows where his mind was at, that he didn't even care about her as a person. and that becomes more obvious as we go on here. He absolutely did not care about her as a person, let alone as any pop star. But no, he just he treated her horribly. He came under a lot of flack for his online channels. Now, so he meets her. They decide to go into a real relationship. I guess he flies her to Seattle, where it was basically away from what I understand, away from her family and from his family, just kind of isolation. And she isolated him from her managers. She isolated him from her music contacts. She isolated him from her fans. He wouldn't let her interact with her fans. He wouldn't let her make music videos. He wouldn't let her keep singing because he told her that she was more important assisting him with his YouTube videos. I mean, the level of control that this guy put on her is just unbelievable. It goes so far. I could just keep going and going. I'm not trying to make this a long video. And I'm also not trying to get too deep into this because I understand most of you people are going to go, I don't care about Onision. Who cares? And I'm with you. I don't care about him either anymore. But I did. And that's why I wanted to bring up this video, because I did actually care for this guy for a little while as a fan, sort of. I watched his material. I have never been a fan of any celebrity in the true word of being a fan, which fan is short for fanatic. I have never, ever been and will never be a fan or a fanatic for any celebrity. However, he was one that I looked up to, and especially being on YouTube. And around 2012, I had first started my YouTube channel and tried to come up with all these different ideas, which, again, I've said a million times, I'm glad they didn't work out. I just started my YouTube in 2024. But he was one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, is because I wanted to do what I thought the cool side of him was doing with the commentary and the, some of the reaction videos and some of the things he was doing. I really thought he was doing something cool, and I wanted to be a part of it. And but behind the scenes, all this stuff is going on. So Sky, they leave Sky for Shiloh. Then Shiloh ended up getting pregnant, then got sepsis. Through the pregnancy, he left her because apparently he didn't want to be with somebody sick. He's just an unbelievable, just an ass. Started dating this girl named Lainey. She was known as Laney-Bot online. Supposedly she's a he now. Supposedly she had a sex change. Who knows? I think a lot of these people that have sex changes, I'm not saying all of them, but I think a lot of them are people that do it for the attention, and they don't really change that much physically. It's just, they start saying that they, are a different gender. And I'm pretty sure she's one of those. There's never been anything that I've heard about, bottom surgery or breast reduction or any of the normal things. Normal. Can you imagine? Any of the normal things that gender reassignment surgery has. So he at one point, this Greg Onision at one point was saying that he was gay again, or that he was going to trans. I'm not exactly sure, but again, it was all for hype. It was all a stunt. There was no basis, in fact, on that. He had at one point, he and this Lainey girl, the next one after the pop star, Lainey girl, decided they were going to start having, they're both predators, okay? They decide they're going to start flying in young women to live with them for months at a time, and I guess not pay anything. I don't know. I don't remember hearing about if there was a money arrangement or not. I know I heard many stories about how it was there was some kind of an agreement where they didn't have to pay money, but they had to do like stuff around the house. Which stuff around the house? I mean, come on, it's just ridiculous. And of course, there were times when people would come back home. Multiple people would be living in this house. People would come back home and see people having sex, or figure out that people were having, and it was with people who weren't supposed to be, and all this stuff. So it became just an absolute nightmare of a situation. And it seems that Lainey is no better than Greg, her, as far as going after underage. She's been caught many times communicating with girls that are underage. I think as young as 14, maybe younger. And, she's in her 20s. So, and sexual stuff too, not just, not just talking to them, even though that would be considered to, there'd be something wrong with that. It's not just talking to them. We're talking overt sexual type situations and conversations that have happened. So both of them have been involved in grooming for a long time. Chris Hansen of To Catch a Predator fame, he actually famously went to their house a few years ago. Lainey and Greg, Onision, went to their house a few years ago, knocked on the door. Greg called 911, and when the 911 operator asked Greg who was at the door, his answer, go watch the video on YouTube or wherever you want to watch it, but go watch it. His answer is so good. It is just, he hesitates, and it's like mid-answer he realizes, oh wow, maybe I shouldn't have called this number right now. So oh, that was great. That was pretty awesome. So Chris Hansen went to his house. So, winding down on Greg here. Okay, he disappeared for a few years as far as I could see. There were tons of channels that came out and made all these like expose videos about how he was the worst person that ever walked the face of the planet. You can watch them. There are ones that are 10 minutes long. There are ones that are an hour long. There are ones that are like hours and hours long about, deep diving into every little thing that this guy has or has not done. There was even one story, I'll go, just so you understand, there are so many different things, right? So this one story is, Greg, I'm not sure if it's the house he has now or a different one, but one of his houses, he lived on the water. So he lived right on the water. It's either a lake or a pond or whatever, but it was a big body of water. And he starts going out behind his house and rents a big commercial industrial, like a mower, but one that can chop through, reeds like 7-8 feet high. We're talking ones that go on like a bobcat, basically. So he rents a bobcat with one of these huge cutter things and starts cutting down all around the waterfront and everything. Well, he was cutting down on an endangered area. So it was a huge mess. He got fined by the town, and he was it just was unbelievable. So my point is, okay, there are so many videos you can watch if you want to understand. If you say, oh, I don't really know who this is, but let me go find out about this guy or whatever. But trust me, it's not even worth your time. I've told you enough. The guy's kind of a loser, and I haven't seen anything good come out from him. And it just brings it brings things into perspective. Especially me. There's hardly anyone in celebrity culture or on YouTube that I'm interested in the sense that I worship them and I watch everything they do, and I tell all my friends to watch them, and there just isn't anybody like that for me. But Greg was in these little videos, these certain areas that he would do content. I thought he was a very cool guy, and again, this was years ago, so my priorities were different, but I thought, man, if I wish I had my stuff together like him. I wish I had, at the time, he was one of the biggest YouTubers, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. If anybody that doesn't know who he is, he was one of the biggest YouTubers. And I don't know how much he ever made, but I've heard it estimated that he made about $22 to $23 million from YouTube during his heyday. So here we're talking about at that time, especially a younger guy who was a multi-millionaire and just kind of has thrown it all away for all of his scandals and everything else that's gone on. And it just seems like he's the type of person to try to cause chaos at every step. And it made me think, a lot of times we look at someone and we see their life on the outside, or we see what's presented, and they have a newer car than us. They have, in his case, a YouTube channel with fame and millions of people that gave him adulation and, at one time. And then he proved who he really was, and he lost everything. And, now he's took quite a long hiatus. He's back on TikTok for sure. He may be on other platforms. I watched some of his content. Most of it is just rehashing his old content. And a lot of it, any of the new stuff, is just some of the worst, cringiest things I could ever even think of. And, I just look at it. I'm so thankful that that's his story and not my story. I'm so thankful that, as much as I looked up to him because of his funny videos, the few snippets that I saw, the guy's life in the background is an absolute mess. And we need to really keep that in mind. Also, guys, real quick before I close, it is Christmas time. Christmas is coming up. Christmas will happen before I upload again. I just want to extend a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays to those that don't celebrate Christmas, but Merry Christmas to those who do. And I just, I hope everyone has a really, really safe and happy Christmas, and then going into the new year. I think that's it for now. Don't forget to, if you want to support the channel, we're on Cashapp at Team696696. We are on TikTok as well. I'm doing a Diddy series over there, which is kind of interesting. It's not just the usual stuff you hear online and in the highlight reels or whatever. It's kind of cool. So go check that out. That's at Team696696 as well on TikTok. And then also, don't forget that next time we're on here, you know what? I'm not going to say it yet. I can't, I don't want to say something and then it not come to fruition, but I think I can, I should be able to show you guys something pretty cool, on here. But anyways, you have a great night. Thank you, or day, whenever you're watching this. You guys, thank you so much for all your support. We're over 200 subscribers. We just got to 200 subscribers. I think 3 weeks ago, I think I had 3. So, and then I had 9. I had 3, and then I had 9 for like a week or 2. And then it's gone from 9, in the last couple of weeks, it's gone from 9 to 200 subscribers. So you guys have really blown up this channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. You guys have a great week. Take care. Bye.